Okay, hi there. This is the Lost in a Burger Sauce podcast, but this is actually going to be something that we're going to be running going forwards, just sort of us three as we're Arsenal fans, going to be talking about all things Arsenal. Today, specifically, we're going to be talking about the transfer window as we're in July now. Transfers are able to be made. We're just going to sort of get stuck in with that. Before we do start, this morning we were hit with the news that Diogo Jota and his brother, I think it's Andre Silva, were killed or they died in a car accident. So rest in peace to them. Condolences to their family and their friends and everyone associated with the club. In terms of where we start, how are you guys feeling about the upcoming season in terms of who our sort of targets are and the sort of the direction that the club looks like they're going in?
I'll start. In terms of I probably would have been a bit more hopeful if, like, Liverpool hadn't made any signings so far. If this was like day zero, Liverpool were linked to Wirtz, and they were probably going to get him, and we were linked to who we were linked to, I'd be like, okay, well, great, everything's all speculation. But because they've got Wirtz, they've got Frimpong, they've got Gyokeres, and obviously we've just been linked to. We've got Norgard. I think that's good backup. Partey's leaving the club. That's good. Zubimendi's finally coming through the door, but everything else that we're linked to and everyone else, it doesn't seem as concrete, especially since they've made signings. We've not actually. We're still here in the rumour mill sort of department. So I feel like my expectations of the next season is highly dependent on who we sign. Because if we get Rodrygo, we get Eze, like both of them, not either or, then I'd be like, okay, you know what, fair. This season could be something. But if it's like, okay, well, we want to get Rodrygo, we don't get Rodrygo, we get someone else, and we get I think we're linked to some French winger. I'm like, ugh, it's already like we're out back foot. So I'm kind of like, I feel like we'll finish top 4, top 3, but if we get Rodrygo, we get Eze, we get either Sesko or Gyokeres, I'll be like, okay, you know what? I think we can compete with them. But if we get Isak, it's long. it's really long. It's long.
Sounds very hopeful.
I hope he firms the North a little bit, like Newcastle a bit more, for one more year, and then let's grab a Prem first, and then you can go there.
Sang?
Yeah, to be honest, as you said, because Liverpool's setting pace with the transfer market, it kind of looks bad for us, especially if they sign a very top striker like Isak. We're not winning the league. Based upon what we did last season and the manner of how the season unfolded, we don't have the tools enough to challenge a team like Liverpool. Even Man City. To be honest, I'm not really confident in our. I'm never confident in our transfer windows, and it's already July the 3rd, and we've yet to make a big signing. It is nice to be linked to Eze. He's lifted up the spirits for me, I guess, because if we get someone like him plus a winger and a striker, then it could push the needle for us, which we desperately need. However, this is Arsenal, man. Like almost every window, especially last window, it's been very underperforming for us. And
we do have Andrea Berta this time around, though. I know.
I mean,
his track record, I guess, can speak for itself in some senses, but it's something different in it. So you can look at it as if we're gonna have a different approach compared to previous years. Because if we're being honest, Eddie was useless.
I mean,
sure,
I
think so.
But
again,
this is his first season as sporting director, right? Can he really make the big moves? And of course, you mentioned Isak. Only, for me anyway, the only player that can really move the needle for us is a player like Isak because he's incredible. All of the players that we're linked to are somewhat either overpriced or just kind of mid, if I'm honest. Like, we don't know how Gyokeres is going to play
Do I have strikers?
Yeah, I mean players in general.
I swear that was your boy.
I mean,
R9 Light.
R9 Light, he said.
I mean,
R9 Light.
I still would like to see Gyokeres come in, but he
Mm.
hasn't got the. He's not Prem proven, and we need someone like Isak who is Prem proven. Unfortunately, we don't have the funds. I don't think anyway, and I don't think Newcastle is ever letting him go. So unless we get someone like him, no one's really going to push the needle for us. So my idea for next season is, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to win the league with what we have currently, but we can hopefully push the team into a position where we could do. And to do so, we have to desperately sign a creative left winger and somewhat a replacement for Odegaard, especially with the bad season he just had. And someone like Eze is exciting because he both can perform left wing and in the 10. But again, we need to have someone more proven especially in big competitions. So I would like to see someone like Rodrygo come in. Obviously, it's the top striker, but we just need to strengthen in areas where we can somewhat challenge in all competitions amongst the best teams, and that includes the likes of PSG, Real Madrid, Liverpool, etc. So for me, I don't think we're gonna based upon the current players that are out there, I don't think we're gonna win the league, unless of course we sign someone like Isak. That's a different case, but that's being very hopeful, to be honest.
Yeah, so I also don't think we'll win the league, but to be fair, I never do. I think City's obviously a weird one because now they're going to have Rodry back, sorry. And all of the players they bought in January and all the players they bought before the Club World Cup and whoever they buy between now and the start of the season. So if I had to pick from early, I'd probably lean towards City because for me, as you guys have heard...
to win it?
Yeah. The way I see Liverpool is that they've never beaten this City team when it's head-to-head in a title running. And if it gets to that stage, I will always favour City until Liverpool do it. Same reason what I say for Arsenal, innit? Until I see until they prove to us they can do it, I'm not really going to believe in them. In terms of transfer targets, for me, I'd prefer Sesko to Gyokeres because I despise the Portuguese league. I think it's awful. It's championship level for the most part. I know he scored in the Champions League. Good for him. I know he scored against City. It was 2 pens and an okay goal. It's just, nothing really about him screams the type of player that his goals represent, if that makes sense. Like, I know he's got 97 in whatever, but you watch the defending in the goals that he scores and you see how he's scoring his goals and it's like, all right, you're understanding why he's a big fish in a small pond in Portugal. I think that Sesko is different in the sense that he's younger. He's taller. He's better in the air, which I think would suit us because you see whenever we play against teams that park the bus, we start slapping crosses into the box. Gyokeres, I think in the last 2 years, Gyokeres has one headed goal in all of those goals that he scored. So the alarm bells ringing on that end. But yeah, I just think Sesko would be the better option in that case. And obviously the main thing is potential, which is annoying because we're really in the win now position. But like you guys have said, if we're not getting Isak, then we have to go for something else at the end of the day. There's not really anyone else like Watkins, as a stopgap. That would be a year or two. I'd be fuming if we got Watkins, I'll be honest. But I like him. I think he's good. If we got him 2 seasons ago, that would have been great.
Even if we get him now, I'm not mad at it so long as he's the bench striker. He can't be the number one striker.
What, bench to Havertz?
No. As in bench to Sesko or Gyokeres.
So sign him on loan or something like that.
Yeah. Even Rashford gave him an option to buy sort of thing.
So I said to you guys the other day when I was when they were talking about Rodrygo and Eze, and then I said both, and then Next day, Ornstein said Arsenal interested in winger and thing. But then yesterday, he came out and said that us buying a left winger or a quality left winger is based on us being able to sell Martinelli. And I don't think we'll be selling. I don't think we'll be selling Martinelli. I didn't put that one in the chat in it because I was fuming.
I didn't see it.
so that one could be looking bleak. I can't see why we wouldn't sell Martinelli. If it's me, I would get Rodrygo and then focus on selling Martinelli. But obviously, it doesn't work like that. Then Eze for me, perfect player to get. Can bench Odegaard. At least at the very least, make Odegaard actually have competition, step up his effort, actually make him have to fight for his place. And then at worst, if Odegaard's playing well as well, put Eze on the left side, Odegaard's on the right, and Zubimendi
the bench rise
against like teams that we should really dominate. Like that would be perfect. The defense I think stays the same really. Obviously, Zubimendi's going to be announced in the next couple of days. Norgard's a good backup. I'd say probably better than what we had in Jorginho. But we'll see. He could fall off a cliff. Who knows? I would like us to get a Saka back up, but I don't know in this market, man.
Yeah.
I keep seeing the stories about Madueke.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I'm not moved. I'm not moved at all. I've spent too long telling people he's shit to have to support him, man. I can't do it.
Let me stop you right there because I just wanted to make a little rant because every time, I swear, every single season, we have the opportunity to buy a Chelsea player, we do it, and it sickens me because they're always old and we end up being like the retirement home for Chelsea players. It makes me absolutely sick, and I swear, if we get Madueke, I'm so done with this club.
He's like 24 or 23.
I don't care how old he is. I don't care how old he is or how young he is.
I'll say I can develop him, innit?
But he's not been good.
No. We can move Martinelli or Trossard to the right wing as a backup for Saka, and then bring in two players like Eze and Rodrygo into left wing. It's very simple.
A youngster somewhere. Like I'm sure there's a youngster somewhere that we could just get who's like 18 or something that could just be understudy to Saka. Like,
we literally had a clone of Saka and we released him. We didn't renew his contract. I think his name was it might have been Kozia Dubry or something like that.
Oh yeah, Kozia Dubry.
Yeah, but he literally played exactly like Saka. It was like a clone.
And
then we just let him go. So I mean, I have no faith in if we sign. Sorry, because we just signed Kepa as well. Understandable because we might need a backup for Raya if he gets injured. But please, if Madueke comes, I'm so done with this club.
I can't see the positives in it. Like I know it's a player young enough that you'll still be able to mold him. He's not hit his prime and all that stuff. But I've never watched him and thought he was good. He's like he can get into good positions. I'll give him that, but we need end product at this stage because we live in good positions. It's just the end product that we need. So there's no point getting a winger that doesn't do it, you know?
Yeah. And that's why Eze is good because we lack creativity and we need someone to create more than Odegaard does. Unfortunately, he's kind of fallen off that. So
he's been adding a lot of goals to his game as well.
Who Eze?
Yeah, like he's been scoring like screamers, like outside the box.
Yeah,
and it just makes sense because he was in our academy, I think, before we released him. It's just right to bring him back home. Like I think he said it was reported by Fabrizio that he was excited by the project, so it's actually looking good if we get him. But I guess again we do need a bit more for this transfer window.
Yeah, definitely. So with the Eze deal, from what I read, they're saying that the release clause is 68 million and it could be paid in installments of 20 mil each, and then I think 8 mil is just at the front.
8 million add-ons.
Yeah. So with doing the deal that way, that would obviously give us opportunities to go higher or meet more teams' valuations of their players. Because Rodrygo hasn't said he wants to leave yet. He hasn't told Real Madrid he wants to leave yet. But
it's been on the bench like the last few games.
Yeah,
the last 3 in a row he's been on the bench or something crazy like that.
Yeah. So, and Mbappe's not there because he's injured, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like and they got a backup left winger as well. So it's kind of like
No, that's going to be like, I think in a few years that'll be their starting like winger. So it's basically his replacement already.
Yeah. So if he was smart, like he'd go. Because I honestly don't think that, even though they've got Trent and they've got like a few other people, I don't think they're getting past Barca in the league. I think Barca's got that locked.
I don't know. I think Trent does push the needle for them. Imagine Trent playing with world-class wingers like Mbappe and Vinicius. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would be good for them anyway.
But, yeah, I think they'll do better than last season, but I don't think the gap. I think the gap between them and Barca is too big right now.
Yeah, to be honest, we did slap them quite badly, and they had nothing to show for it. But obviously now that Xabi Alonso is there, maybe things will change, like turn around over there. Having said that,
maybe.
Rodrygo, it was reported that he only played 23 minutes in the last 3 games for Real Madrid under Xabi Alonso, and he's not injured either. So, like,
exactly. He's fit.
Maybe they're moving past him, and I mean, I think we're the only one that's really in the market for a top world-class left winger right now. So, I think it just makes sense if we can just get the deal done. That's pretty much half the transfer window done, and we just need an actual striker for once.
Yeah.
What would you guys say is like a reasonable fee for Rodrygo?
80 and below.
For his contract, but probably about 80 million, I would say.
Okay, because that's like pretty much what people have been saying is what they'd be looking for. But you never know, innit? He might just say he wants to leave, and they just say 100 mil or something like that. Depends on if they want to let him go, really. But he's unhappy because he doesn't play in his natural position anyway. So
exactly,
coming to Arsenal, he'd be able to play on the left wing. It would just be nice for us to actually buy like a kind of a ready-made star.
Yeah.
Because I know obviously we got Rice, but like I can't remember before Rice what was the last like big money
ready-made
signing.
Probably,
like ready-made star.
Probably
Ozil?
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Or Sanchez.
Yeah, Sanchez.
Ozil,
there we go. Sanchez. Yeah. Okay, so that's what when we were. Like,
even Aubameyang.
17?
I mean, Aubameyang was probably like the big, like I think, transfer fee we put out for him.
Aubameyang, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he was like 55 M's, which surprising was like a club world record for us back then. So I can't remember how much we got. I think Ozil was like 40 M's. Sanchez must have been even lower than that. So yeah, the market's a lot worse now with a lot of meaty players for like 3 times that amount. So it's annoying.
Yeah.
Because even the director of Sporting I think they put out a statement being like, we saw Mbeumo and Cunha go to Man United for like 70 M's, and we think that Gyokeres is worth a lot more than that. That's why he's kicking up a fuss, because they've gone up against a gentleman's agreement. I think either us or someone else had like a deal or like an agreement with them in place that they're going back on because they feel like they can get more money, which is fair enough.
Yeah, he is the riskiest signing, but to be honest, at this point, especially considering how many seasons we haven't signed a striker, if we have to get someone, and if he's the only one available, then so be it. Just bring him on. Like, he's worth the risk, especially considering his record. Like, no one's got as good of a record as him, I don't think, in the whole of Europe. I think he's like top.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe obviously that's Portuguese tax, but at the end of the day, we need someone to put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Like, how many seasons have we had where we haven't had a top world-class striker? I think Aubameyang probably is the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at the start of like Arteta's reign, sort of like he was putting him on the left and was like why are we doing that? Like the formation was just completely wrong.
So like now's the time. If Isak's not readily available, then we have to go with someone, and I think Gyokeres just makes the most sense, especially considering he's told the Sporting that he doesn't want to play there anymore. I think he's informed the club.
Stink.
Yeah, but no one's willing to risk the money for him.
Yeah, because I don't mind Sesko. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. Go.
Yeah, I don't mind Sesko. Because like I feel like he He's quick, he's rapid, he's got like a good touch. I think on the scouting analysis I've been seeing of him, people say that he's 6'5", but he doesn't know he's 6'5", because like I guess he doesn't really use his like body to like body players, or use his strength to like I guess bully smaller defenders. But I like him as a prospect. I like his finishing, his what's it called? His ball striking especially. And he's good at headers. And I think like from what I've been seeing, he wasn't getting that many goals because he had to play like a sort of a wider position for Leipzig. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like if like in our team we create a lot of chances, we just don't get people to finish them. And if we have like an actual 9 rather than like midfielders that put in that position, maybe we'll get a lot more goals because our XG is good. Take that for what you want, but we just need someone actually converting his chances.
See, if we didn't have Havertz, then I'd be on board with you. But he's kind of like a similar stature to Havertz, so I wouldn't want a player that's a slightly better version than Havertz. I'd rather go with someone that's completely different, and Gyokeres is completely different than Havertz. Maybe it's nicer to have someone who can take the ball and run and actually score. Like we don't need.
Sesko can do that. He's a good dribbler
Can he?
and like a runner. Yeah. Well, at least from the clips I've seen anyway.
Yeah.
But his finishing is way better than Havertz's, and I think that's the main thing. Is that as long as you've got someone who can actually finish, that's what we like. Because, like you said, we create very high XG. Think of how many times you see us put a ball like across the face of goal and no one's like stretching or trying to get on the end of it, or no one's in the right position to just tap it in or whatever. Like,
Well, that's what Gyokeres does. Gyokeres is a poacher.
Yeah,
like he's
for sure. Yeah, for sure. But like Gyokeres is not really much of a runner either. Like on the ball tapped, and he's more fox in the box, right?
No, he's a counter. Like he's really good at counter attacking. I think. Like if you put a ball in
yeah, but do we counter attack?
Sorry. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the only reason why I'm a bit shaky is because the way we play, and that's we slow up the ball, we wait, we control the ball, and it's really system play, and that's why I would favor Sesko over him personally. As much as I like Gyokeres, he might suit someone more like Liverpool, or
a few years ago when we were actually good in transition.
Yeah, we had Xhaka, then Gyokeres was yeah. And now we've Arteta's.
Now that teams know how we play, it's like. Yeah, you need something that's just that dynamic in the box. Like,
that's why we've got so many draws. So many people know that they can just sit back and like we don't offer that much of a threat creatively anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's why someone like an Eze would be good. But there's also like other players that have been put forward. Obviously, is Rodrygo, Gordon from Newcastle, and obviously Nico Williams. But I think now he's going to Barcelona.
Yeah, he's going to Barcelona.
And then also Morgan Rogers is another one that's been put around. I'm not sure like how much he'd cost or whatever, but Rogers is good. I'd prefer him to Madueke because, like I said, Madueke is good. But
I think Villa might need to sell people as well.
Yeah, because of PSR. Yeah,
because they didn't.
Oh, really?
Exactly, and they didn't make the Champions League.
Yeah.
Hey, we should go shopping.
So I think that's it, innit?
Yeah.
But if we
I
go
don't think we
shopping,
get Rogers though.
Yeah, we're going to
get
come
Watkins.
Watkins, innit? God forbid, man.
I
mean, Ramsey's good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramsey's decent. Yeah. But I wouldn't take him personally.
I really want to see us use this war chest that everyone keeps talking about. Like, I hate the fact that we have apparently a big fund of money and we're so... It's kind of like... Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a basketball team like the New York Knicks, my team. It's just Jalen Brunson just holding the ball down unnecessarily until the shot clock gets to about 10 seconds and then shooting the ball.
I'd say the same, man.
Yeah, so like, why are we waiting so long to get a deal done? Like, this should be done, like, wrapped up like weeks ago. Like,
money's gone to Jokic.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense to me. How has Liverpool made 3 signings over 150 million or whatever it is, and we've done nothing?
What I'd say on that, is it's not like they're not working, but I think what it is that Zubimendi we've had done since like January. So if like we didn't know that And then, you know, a couple of days in, we just announced Zubimendi, or it comes through that we've got Zubimendi. We're like, cool, okay, we're getting moving. So we've already had that done since January. So it's not as glamorous.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like we've had it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're taking their time announcing it.
Yeah.
The
Apparently, they
problem
were meant
is,
to announce it today, but obviously with the Jota stuff, I think
I mean, as much as I like Zubimendi coming in and replacing Partey, I know Partey's getting older, all of that stuff. We need a replacement. At the end of the day, Zubimendi isn't a forward player, and that's what our team desperately needs. Like we should have led the transfer window with a striker or a winger, as opposed to a defensive midfielder. Like it's just like last transfer window where we signed Calafiori and Marino. As much as I like them players, it's not the attacking players that we need, and we're not setting pace again. And we're looking at Liverpool doing it with Wirtz. It's just insane, especially when they're the best attacking team in the league and they've added Wirtz. How crazy is that?
Yeah. I mean, what people are saying is that Zubimendi is like a lone six and doesn't really need the. So I think they're saying that he can like, you know how like last season we had a lot of like Odegaard or even Rice sometimes dropping back, trying to get the ball away from like our back four. So I think Zubimendi's meant to be the one who's, I guess, dictating that bit, sort of like how what's it called? Who's the guy for Liverpool has? The Dutch guy.
Oh, Gravenberch.
Who's yeah, sort of like what Gravenberch does, sort of like just helping like move the ball forward so Odegaard doesn't have to come that far deep. So I think it should help us. Yeah, exactly. So I think it should help us a lot better in terms of like how slow we're moving. I think that should like open up the space a lot more for like Odegaard to be able to move into channels and all of that. But so I think it's a good signing personally, but I think especially with Partey now leaving and Jorginho now leaving, we're going to have to address it anyway. And I think getting him and then get like a cheaper option than Nørgaard is probably like smart for them. Getting it done so quickly, like because if we didn't get it done in January, all of this like Real Madrid's been linked to him, that would have been like stressful.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's done. But yeah, I think now I mean, the Mascara guy we're linked to, I think that should be the last defender I want to hear this rest of this window, and everything else should just be Eze. For me, Eze's a done deal in my head, but I can see Arsenal messing it up.
I don't know about that, man. Like he was linked to Tottenham before, so
I'd feel more confident on Eze than Rodrygo and Sesko.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Just because we know he wants to come, like.
Yeah.
But as of today, speaking from the 3rd of July, actually I would say our contract re-signings is more exciting than our actual signings. So that's Saka obviously renewing his contract.
I mean, Trossard signed again. I mean, I like him, but if he went out,
Miles.
Yeah, and then Miles. So like that's more exciting to me in terms of transfer window news than Nørgaard, Eze. I mean, actually no, Eze is exciting, but I'm glad that we've locked them players up for the foreseeable future.
We need Saka to sign.
But we just need one more to really push the needle, I would say. Maybe actually 2 more guys. A left winger and a striker. Then I could be like, yeah, you know what? That would instill some confidence in me. But for now, just the way
you have to remember the pre-season starts like middle of July, I think. So we've still got 2-3 weeks like to be able to get players in. And most players are only just coming back from like their holidays and stuff. Yeah. So you can expect like now the deals are going to start accelerating, or I would imagine would start being serious. But at this point, it's just a waiting game.
Because the window only opened early because of the Club World Cup, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So, speaking of, I've not been watching that, but if Arsenal was in it, I would definitely watch it.
I don't even think I'd watch it, bro.
Really?
I've not watched a single minute. This is my off season. Like, I'm not watching a single bit of football until the season starts.
Just fully locked in basketball. Fair enough. NBA.
Yeah, no, even basketball, like I was not enjoying any of those playoff games because it was so stressful. Like whether we were favored or not, it was just all stress. So right now, this is my holiday.
I don't think I'd watch it, especially because of the new format. There's just a lot more players. But like, I think I'll be watching preseason, especially when we get these players in. I'll be like, my eye will be on that.
Okay. So you included subs as well.
Yeah, I did. Oh no, this
Is this your one or mine?
No,
That's
Oh,
yours.
this is mine. Oh yeah, because I benched Odegaard. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot Marino my team to be fair.
Yeah. I was trying to work out for ages who the other midfielder was that we had.
Yeah.
so
Wow, you
this
put
would
Eze
be-
over Odegaard.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm done with Odegaard, man. Until he proves he's back at that level, he can.
Yeah, that's our captain.
Yeah, he can hold that, man. That's why Rice needs it, isn't it?
Mm,
Calafiori and Lewis Kelly, I was really unsure on. I feel like it should be Miles, but Calafiori is good, but he's just very injury prone.
he's just there for
he's very good at like progressing.
Yeah.
He's just there to advertise our shirts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put Trossard / Gabby because I don't know which one's going to be sold. You guys said Trossard's got a new deal or something.
Yeah, he got a new
Trossard
contract,
did, yeah.
so he's staying for sure.
All right, so yeah, Gabby, it's time, man. It's time.
I think it was linked to AC Milan, to be fair.
I'd rather keep Gabby than keep Trossard because he's just younger.
Yeah, I would have as well. But
yeah, I would have. I wouldn't have given him the contract.
But I see the logic because we got Gabby for like 6 million, so we sell him for like 50, north of 50. Then that's like what 50 million profit. So it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
As much as I love Gabby, and I do love Gabby, but we've given him a lot of chances, and
yeah.
I see why.
You know what's kind of mad? I haven't heard us really being like in contention of selling anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it was linked to Milan or something like that. Oh no, that was Zinchenko.
That's Kirill.
I think it's only Zinchenko. Kirill, there was stuff at the start, but now it's kind of died down. But the only one I've heard really is Zinchenko. I feel like there's a lot more players we can deal with selling. Like,
I feel like the players we want to get rid of are injured, or I want to get rid of personally.
Well, Gabriel signed a new contract, but obviously Jesus is injured. We can't really sell him. I think he's
Tomiyasu. I love him, but I'd bin him. So quickly.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Well, what's your saying again?
Jesus
is availability or something.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys. That's why Partey, I was sick of him. Like last year, he did well, like in terms of staying fit, but before that, he was always injured.
Yeah.
Sick of him.
Contract year, innit? Told you guys.
Honestly, yeah.
Who's the other? Oh, Lokonga. We still got Lokonga on the books. We need to get rid of him.
Do we? Damn.
I'm pretty sure he's still on the books.
Tavares as well. Vieira, he's coming back.
Oh, Vieira's coming back.
Vieira. Oh my god. Vieira.
Hey, if Eze's coming, Vieira can go, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he did well enough in.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say even if Eze isn't coming to us, Vieira needs to go either way. Right?
Yeah, it's a shame, but he's not done enough for us.
It's interesting. That guy Mosquera, he said he was interested in us, right?
Yeah. I think he turned out a new contract.
Like, it would be nice to have another backup defender, but and it's funny. I'm looking at your formation now. I personally would have Timber over White just because I think Timber's more solid as a defender. But I understand why, because White overlaps way better and we have more flowing attack. But we definitely should give White more of a chance of playing as a replacement right centre back for Saliba, because I saw it when we played against, I think it might have been Tottenham, but he was playing. Saliba was injured and he was playing in that game, and I thought he played quite well. He could spray the ball, and I think he was a centre back for Brighton as well.
Yeah.
So if Timber's putting him onto the bench, we should try to give him more chances to
definitely for rotation.
Back up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We know what Arteta's like in it. I do like Dalman being there though. That's a good shout. But
Dalman, yeah. He's one for the future,
Dalman.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, who put this? Who put Dalman there?
This is
my team.
Oh, nice. Damn, cheeky.
Yeah, because I was like, he's going to be traveling with the squad now, won't he? Because he's like, is he 18 now or is he 17?
No, he's at 15.
He's 15.
What? Oh, it's 15.
I think he's going to be 16 by the time the season starts.
Oh, gosh.
As promising as he looks, I don't think we could put him.
Put me on a watch list, great.
Yeah, I think.
EFL Cup, maybe. EFL Cup.
Yeah.
Like, give him like a debut or something. But really and truly, I think Ranieri should be under Odegaard because that's his natural position. I think.
Yeah, see, that's why I put him as well. But I was like, I'm trying to put Dalman in this team, so I was like, okay, fair. Because I could have put Vieira, but I was like,
Do you know what it is as well? I couldn't bench Rice. Like 100 mil, you can't bench him.
Like Rice has to
yeah.
Wait, what's
See, for
Eze
me, I guess
start?
this would be like a team against like the lower teams, maybe. Because I feel like for like teams, the top teams, you'd have to play Rice and not Eze.
like proper attacking in it, like just get the job done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Against low
I think
blocks,
as
then
well,
Eze starts.
I'm sure Eze is more of like he plays more towards the left than he does towards the right. So this would kind of make sense. Like I know he's a central player, but like he drifts more left than he does right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me bring up Sam's one.
Interesting. So I think I did just first team, and Isak being very hopeful as a signing.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Wow.
Yeah, but again, for me, like as much as I like Eze, it really depends on how Odegaard performs. If he's not performing, then Eze starts over him. But because he's the captain of the team, and Eze's coming in, if he does, then Odegaard has to start. Rice to the 8, Zubimendi. The midfield is pretty much locked now that Partey is gone, and then obviously up front we've got Rodrygo. If he comes in, that would be great. Left wing in his natural position, Saka on the right, with maybe Martinelli as his backup, because I would love to shift Martinelli right wing back up to Saka, and then have Eze as backup to Rodrygo and Odegaard. And then you've got, of course, up front is, well, over Havertz would be Gyokeres for me, just because he's just different than Havertz, and Havertz has had a lot of opportunities to score, where you just see that he just scuffs a chance. It's like, as much as I like the way he presses in the team, we need an out-and-out striker, and Gyokeres for me is the number 9.
Yeah.
Over Sesko.
Just sorry to cut you. Just something I've seen. Ben Jacobs, what is he on? Talk Sport, Give Me Sport. He's saying that Al Nassr are willing to offer Arsenal £73 million for Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, for Martinelli. And while Arsenal don't want to sell the forwards, they could be persuaded as it would help fund a move for another wide target.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he's 70 million
profit. Let him go.
It's time to go. Here comes the money.
Just for the record, I'm not with you. I love Martinelli, so I can't do it me personally, and I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I like Martinelli, but I'd rather have Rodrygo. Can't lie. 73 M's, I'm like, that's fair. Do I want him to go to Saudi? No, but to be fair, like 73 M's, I don't care where you go. Stay at home if you want.
We could trade him for Real Madrid, no? Like, we just trade him for
They're not taking him. They're not taking him.
They wouldn't take Martinelli? Are you mad?
They're not taking Martinelli. They're not taking Martinelli.
It's not like they need the money.
Nah, they'd want money on top of Martinelli. They wouldn't just take it. They probably
I'm not saying straight trade, but I'm just saying, like, we just put him in the trade. That would help fund it, no?
They probably want another 50 M's.
Hey, all I know is that Mane won the burnabout, so Rodrygo didn't against us, so.
Yeah.
Hey, just saying.
They're trying to tap up Lewis Skelly, though.
They tried. Arsenal through and through. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, no, that's another thing I forgot to mention in my formation. Because I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, is there space for Lewis Skelly to play in the midfield? Because that's his position, right? As much as he as well as he's playing on the left, in left back, I kind of want to see him play in the midfield. Just give it a try.
If we get Eze, I don't think there's a chance.
Yeah, I think that's only because our left back position, especially if Zinchenko leaves, is pretty weak right now, especially as well as Calafiori being very injury prone. But if we had a first choice left back, I would love to see Miles try, like, giving a shift in the midfield.
Weren't we linked to that Hato person? Jarrell Hato or something like that.
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, guys. Anything else that you'd want to discuss about? Could just be football in general, but I guess Arsenal mainly.
Okay, if we only get Zubimendi, let's say Sesko and Eze, what would you rate the window?
Wow. No striker?
No, Sesko. Or Sesko.
Oh, Sesko. Oh.
Wait, Sesko, Rodrygo, and Eze.
That's like a top.
Sesko, Zubimendi, Eze.
Oh.
Oh, no Rodrygo.
Yeah.
No Rodrygo. And no Mascara.
7.
It's still like a decent window. Does it help us win the league? I don't think so.
No.
But again, strengthening, increasing depth, then it's a pretty good window if we manage to bring them players in.
I'd probably say 6, just because all it takes is one injury to any of those 3 players, and we're back to where we were last season. Zubimendi's gone. Now it's like, who are we going to put on? Norgard, fair enough, decent, but Norgard's like 30. I can't expect him to.
Well, the good thing about having a versatile midfielder like Rice is that he can sit in the 6 as well, and he plays 6 too. So I'm not really worried about that in particular.
Yeah.
Especially when Mourinho, we got him in the 8 as well. So it's or we can even have it there, God forbid, but he can play midfield too. Just to cover the injury period.
Yeah. We need to be less intense in our training, because why is everyone so injured?
Yeah, that's another issue, I guess.
Listen, we've got a big break in it. None of the players went to Club World Cup. None of them had an international tournament, so there's no excuses really. We should have a fit team.
I will say this about the club in general, and this was this was brought up last season, and I hope now Arsenal fans do see what Haaland was saying in terms of being humble. Like, another season for us.
The guy was chatting shit.
No, but when you've won the treble and you've won multiple Prems, you can say whatever you want.
You can't.
I'm being so real. Like,
they scraped a 2-2 draw against 10 men. Like, they had a ref send off one of our players.
I understand that, but now we're at a point in the club where we have to start winning. Like, it's too many years now where the process hasn't really come into fruition. Like, we haven't achieved what we should have. Last year was supposed to be our year, especially with Man City with all of those injuries, and we just let it slip because we weren't good enough. I will say that now is the time to start winning, and we definitely need to be humble until that happens. Like, I just saw Tottenham win their first trophy in how many decades, and meanwhile we've finished second 3 times in a row. Like, for me, that's unacceptable, and we need to start. Like, now the pressure's on Arteta. He needs to bring something home, and I'm not talking about a baby trophy like the domestic cups. I need Premier Leagues or Champions Leagues. It's as simple as that. Especially now that we've broken through, hitting the semi-finals of the Champions League. Obviously, we've beaten Real Madrid, but we got scored by PSG. And I have given him the benefit of the doubt, like, that he hasn't been given. I don't know whether it's on him or the board, but he hasn't been given a world-class striker. Now's the time, though, and he needs to lock the fuck in. That's what I'm saying.
The thing with that, though, is that as much as we say, like, pressure's on or whatever, pressure's not on him, really. Like the Cronkies are not pressuring him to do anything other than make Champions League.
Yeah, but it's not about the board. It's about the fans. You start to use the fans.
Yeah, but I was going to get to that. And then if you go, you've seen yourself when we go to games, like, the fans love him. Like, the fans are not going to be. They're not going to turn on him because we finished second again or something. It's going to have to take something drastic, which
you don't think?
I can't really see happening. I can't see us finishing lower than third.
Same.
So it's going to have to take something like us finishing 6th. For both fans and the board to start, actually turning on him. But for them, as long as we get Champions League and it's 5 places now, So, well, if we do the coefficient thing, but yeah, as long as we get Champions League, they're happy, and yeah, we just got to hold that. That's why now I'm kind of like I'm very chill on like the whole pressure thing, or even just on us winning, because I'm like, now I understand more than anything that he's going to be given as much time as he wants. Like, as much as we've been saying for years, you know, come this season he needs to win something or whatever. Like, it's just not the reality.
But,
like, it's how you feel. Obviously, you feel how you feel, but it's not the reality. Like, and the fans aren't going to turn on him.
But don't you think a part of that is because we're not winning anything? Like, now it's become the norm that we're not winning anything. Now it's being acceptable. Finishing second is now acceptable.
I mean,
eighth before that.
I don't know if I'd say it's acceptable, because he said himself both years that we finished or all the years that we finished second that that's not where we want to be and whatever. So we know at least him himself is aiming to win it. But last season just didn't fall how we wanted with all the injuries and whatnot. But you know, this season's going to be a big season.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
I think last season as well. I think June, January, he was even asking for signings, but we didn't get anyone. And then obviously got the Havertz injury. Yeah, exactly. So he needs, like, as much as we've, like, some people are like, oh, he's got too much control. And I do slightly agree with that, because I think even at the start of the whole transfer window, it was like, oh, he wants Sesko and Berta wants Gyokeres. And obviously we seem to be heading towards that Sesko's direction. But, like, I feel like if he gets the players he wants and we do what we challenge him, which we weren't doing under the last few years of Wenger or under Emery, and we're not getting embarrassed by the top 6 clubs anymore, but we're also not punishing the little clubs. I feel like once we get over that hurdle, then it could be great. But keeping on coming second, I'd rather that than doing what Tottenham did, like win a trophy but be like 16th. But it's also not where I want to be. I think thankfully the manager's not he's not happy about finishing second. I think everyone knows that he's got a chip on his shoulder. Arsenal fans, we're all sick of it. And I think hopefully this is the year. But we need actual strikers, actual wingers. We need. This can't be doing prospects anymore. Oh, what's Darren gone?
Damn. How's it still recording?
Are you on your what's it called? Are you like on your final straw while Arteta?
Okay, yeah. So my take on Arteta is I love what he's done to the club. Like, if it wasn't for him, we definitely wouldn't be in our position now.
Mm-hmm.
After last season, now I'm starting to question: is this the ceiling that has he taken us to the highest that he can take us? And I personally don't think it is, but also at the same time, I'm quite realistic. The results speak for themselves, and if you're finishing second 3 times in a row, now you got to start asking questions. However, I am on board with we should be progressing naturally anyway. That's how you get better as a club. The culture of the club, everything like that, winning culture. You just get better every year, and eventually you will start winning. I'm just saying that I would like to see results on his sake, because I don't want him to start losing the fans. Because when you start losing the fans, that's when you start losing the club, and then that's it. Now you end up jobless. But for now, I would love to keep him for another 2 years. Because again, I don't think he's been given the chance. He hasn't been given a world-class striker. He hasn't even been given a signing that's a world-class player, I don't think, besides Rice. And Rice did push the needle for us massively. Like, he's the type of midfielder that you need in a winning team. Obviously, he came from a winning team. They won the Conference League, didn't they? And he's a leader. But give me a world-class striker, and then let me see what Arteta does with him. If then he doesn't perform, now we have to really start asking questions whether he's the one to lead us. But for now, obviously, I'm very happy with him. It's just questions are starting to, arise in the back of my head, and I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him not finish the project that he started. I think we're heading now into what he describes as phase 5. So this is the season, the breakthrough season. But it's very discouraging when you see a team like Liverpool, who've just won the league, play as well as they did last year, and then add even, like, no pun intended, better Arsenal to their team. Like, it's very scary because they were the best attacking team last season, and now they've just gotten better. So it's like, how do you compare with that unless you're making very similar signings yourself? Like, especially where we are failing to capitalize on the XG that we're creating. Now, we actually need to complete what the team, and it's still unfinished in my eyes. We need that striker. It's just we don't have the. Obviously, if I could, I would slap all of our budget on Isak. Just fuck it. Like just spend all that money on Isak. But I know that's not a realistic thing. So I don't have the confidence that either Sesko or Gyokeres would help us win the league. It would have to take more than that, I think. And do I think Arteta is the manager to be able to outsmart Pep and now Slot? I don't know. It's a big ask, to be honest. Now, especially with Pep being given 200 million or whatever it is to invest in the team. So I don't know. It's a hard one, if I'm honest. But I'll always back my manager. So yeah, I just want to see us win, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think logic tells me that if we have good XG, a good defense, solid midfield, if we add a striker who at least can score, like is a proven scorer, we should do well. So I think any of those two strikers realistically should be good, but it's just a matter of us actually going out and doing it. Because much as I did say that Berta is obviously a new man and it's different ideas and whatever, different methods, at the end of the day, the important thing is it gets over the line. Like the whole stuff with Berta, like, what is it? Like negotiating with all of our targets, all their clubs, getting it to a point where it's close to, basically having to say yes to one or the other. I don't know. If it's me, I feel like that's not really productive. Just go for one target till it's completed. But we'll see if it works out in the end. But yeah, like I said, man, OKC won a title. I've got my joy. Like this Arsenal stuff, yes, man. If it happens, it happens now, innit? I got my smile.
Yeah. That's why you're so chill about it.
Honestly, man. Because you remember me from before, like anytime anything negative came up, like I'd be screaming and shouting. Now I'm just like, all right, bro, like cool. You lot deal with that, innit?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Unless you guys have anything that you want to discuss, I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll wait for the next Fabrizio announcement.
Yes. Hopefully, I think tomorrow Zubimendi should be announced, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you for joining us, guys. If you look on the screen there on X, you can follow us at LITBS Pod. On Instagram, you can follow us at Lost in the Burger Sauce, and you can follow us Lost in the BS on TikTok. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thanks.